How's it going, guys? This is Taff coming with another Taff's Word, and this is a title which is actually a question, and quite rightly is put Goal of the Month for February, because guess what? We didn't score any in February, and as great as what Michael Flynn has done for the club, and as much as I love him, as a county player, as a county manager, and as a person, you've got to ask the question, really. Month of February, we didn't score a single goal. Why was the front line only changed once? One change was made on one occasion for the start of the game. We scored no goals in February. And we've got Marlon Jackson on the bench, we've got Paul Hayes on the bench, we've got Sean Mikulski, and we also got Aaron Collins, and Robbie Wilmot even plays as a forward. So it's not as if we're spoilt for, it's not like we're not spoilt for choice at the moment for forwards. But we made one change on one occasion to the starting lineup, as far as the front line was concerned, and didn't score any goals in February. So arguably you can say, and as much as I completely disagree with people booing Newblay or ironically cheering when he went off, end of the day he's still our player, and I think acting that way it can only potentially have an adverse effect on them. And there's one thing to criticise them and tell them to pull their socks up, of course, but to ironically cheer them off or boo them, I think it's going to have such a negative effect. So it's going to get worse out of them. They're still our player. I only boo opposition players personally, but there we go. But then everyone was calling for Newblay to go off, but when that chance fell at Mikulski right at the end against Rochdale, and he missed it, I couldn't believe he missed it. I actually thought the keeper must have got a touch to it or something, but obviously that wasn't the case. Would Newblay have put it away? Would Amond have put it away? If he was there, possibly it would have been Amond who that would have fallen to. And I can tell you, Amond would not have missed that. Mikulski, you'd have bet your life on him, scoring that, because it's the poacher's goal, which is the one thing Mikulski's done particularly well, is scoring the poacher's goal a lot. When he has been putting the ball in the net for us. So why did he miss that? Is it just a confidence thing in the whole squad that's affected Mikulski, because he's sitting on the bench and watching Newblay play poorly week in, week out, but still get the starting spot? I know Mikulski got the start against Notts County, but that was such a drab, boring, horrible game. I don't think he was ever really going to make much of a difference in that one. I think that was a game that needed someone like Hayes, someone with a bit of experience. Paul Hayes scores goal at this level. Doesn't matter how old he is, he still looks sharp, he still looks fit, he still looks ready to go. He should start the next game, in my opinion, and Mikulski possibly with him, or even Marlon Jackson, because I think I said in the last one, I'm quite sure Marlon Jackson won more headers in the last 15 minutes against Notts County than Frank Newblay has won all season. Look, these players are our players. They're not free from scrutiny, or criticism. Vlogging is very much like having some kind of journalistic view on everything, and journalists are not always nice. It's up to journalists to report it as they see it. I'm not a journalist. I just vlog my opinions, but within this vlog, my opinions, I gotta be critical at times. And to be honest with you, I think Demetriou has had a particularly poor run, which I think has come to a halt now. I think he had a good game last. Well, it wasn't no one's had a particularly good game, but obviously 2 clean sheets in a row is the only positive we can really take from it, and that's something that the goalkeeper and the defenders have to look at and think, well, that's a good thing. That's something we've got to carry on doing, and doing that right. Although the one thing about Demetriou, I would have him every single corner that we take, not inside the box for the headers, but outside the box to whack his left foot against that football. Because when he hits that ball with his left foot, you got a potential Stevenage goal or Crawley goal coming up. Obviously Stevenage, first game of the season this season, and Crawley out the home game from last season. He scored 2 thunderbolts from outside the area, and he scores goals from free kicks as well. I don't know why he isn't given free kicks to take anymore. I mean, Matt Dolan scored two against Carlisle in the same game. Fair enough. But that was just one game. Demetriou has been consistent with not so much consistent with the free kicks. He scored the one against Yeovil last season, obviously. But for me, when he has taken them, you do feel like he's going to score. We had 2 free kicks from outside the area, and both of them were hit extremely poorly. The first one was from Dolan, the second one was from Wilmot. If Dimitri had been taking them, I think he'd at least got them over the wall and tested the keeper. Possibly could have scored one of them. But, it's not up to me to make these decisions, of course, it's up to our manager. And to be honest, you've got to look at our season in a whole at the moment, because when we're going through a bad patch, it's very easy to point the finger and blame people. And what you've got to realise is that we've overachieved this season. And at the moment, we're currently sitting on the exact same points total as we ended on last season, with a whole bunch of games left. I think we've got 12 or 13 games left now, and we're already on our points total from last season. That's pretty unbelievable, considering the state we were in last year, considering we retained a lot of the players from last year, and we got the same management team from last year, what ended last year. Flynn's win-win ratio still speaks for itself. I'm sure it is above 40%, which in our division is very good. I think a 50% win ratio gets you promoted. I'm sure it does. If you win half of your games, you'll get promoted in League 2. So that's the thinking now. To do the quick maths, you win half your games, so that means you'd win 23 matches. Multiply that by 3, that would mean 69 points. So that would at least get your playoff place, plus the draws. I mean, obviously there's another 23 games there. So to say you draw another half of them, so 23, I was just call it 11 draws, 11 points up that. That's 80 points. That's promotion points. You win half your games, you get promoted in this division. And I think Flinny is close to the 50% mark on his win ratio. I think that will have dipped an awful lot now, because there's been a series of games where it win. As much as 2 clean sheets is good, the bigger picture is, I think it is now 7 games without a win. That's alarming. 7 games without a win, and in those 7 games you've only scored 2 goals. So we really need to pull our fingers out, I think, now, and start drumming some form together. Starting with the game, obviously, against Accrington, but the snowfall that's expected could potentially put that at risk, forcing another Tuesday night game, which we could really do without. But to be honest with you, it's been a good season. We've had some really high moments. We've won at Coventry, and we've won at Swindon. We won 4-0 at Forest Green. 3 really great away days, 3 of our close away days. We've had a fantastic cup run. We've had a trip to Leeds in the other cup. And as much as the EFL trophy has been another bust for us, which I think we should start taking that tournament a bit more seriously, because of the money you make from it. A long run in that could give you a few $100K. So I think we need to start taking that tournament a bit more seriously. And the thing is, the fans need to support it as well. I know. I think the Football League needs to take the development squads out of it. I think it's pointless. I put out a blog a while ago saying that it could be a good thing, because I thought there'd be a little bit more interest from the bigger clubs' fans to see their development squad against proper teams. But unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. The competition has been rendered pretty much pointless, in my opinion. But anyway, this isn't like a football, an overview of football as a whole. This is Newport County now, so this isn't a Taff's word on football. This is a Taff's word. Newport County, the love of my life. Behind Leanne, of course. So Josh Sheehan is another player that I want to bring up, because we signed him. Now, if he's not match fit, why do we sign him? Or is the fact that he's on the 18-month contract means that the 6 months he's going to be with the squad now is really bedding him in, getting the pre-season out of him, and next season he's going to light League 2 up? Potentially that could be the case, and if that is the case, then it will be a very, very good move for the future. Although I would have liked to see him on a 2-year contract after this season, personally. But I'm just glad that we got him in the squad. There's got to be a time at some point in the next few games that he's going to have to start starting games, because arguably he is our best player. Josh Sheehan is arguably our best player, but when we get him fit, of course. So I hope to see him get some more game time. He's got to get some more minutes under his belt. Disappointed to see Riggy go. I think we're looking a little bit light in centre midfield now. Tom Owen Evans has gone, but we have got Osadebe on loan. I didn't see the point on getting him on loan when we had Riggy as it was, but I don't know what went on behind the scenes with Riggy. If Rig wanted to go to pursue his tattoo career, then good luck to him. He served us well, and all the best to him. And his dad is an absolute legend, by the way. Good old Jim. I used to see him pretty much every game and have a good chat with him. Lovely bloke. Came to every single game to come and watch his son. Fair play to him. I'll miss him. Miss Riggy as well, because I think he's a good player. Another free kick taker. But yeah, well, it's just football for you. Football's a cruel sport. These things happen. Football's cruel to the fan and to the player, and often to the managers as well. Cruel, but we all love it, don't we? And of course, those of you who are county fans, we all love the county. So there was a talk on TalkSport Drive with Adrian Durham about a true fan will adverse weather prevent a true fan from getting to a football match. If you're able to physically make the trip, no, it shouldn't. If you're a true fan, then adverse weather shouldn't stop you from going to the game. Shouldn't be sat down, with all the intention of going, look out the window and think, oh, I can't be bothered now. That's not a true fan in my opinion, but, people can say what they want about that. People have different opinions. If we all had the same opinion, it'd be a very boring world indeed. But there was no way, in my opinion, a true fan should miss a game due to adverse weather. If anything, Newport County fans, we go out in the adverse weather to work to get the game on, and then lose 2-0 against bottom of the league. Who remembers that against Barrow in 2013 then? I remember breaking my back in the freezing cold, going to watch a game of football which we lost 2-0. In the normal circumstance, you wouldn't mind losing 2-0 in a game of football. But at the end of the day, that and a similar one was last season with Leyton Orient, with us taking the bloody covers off the pitch, and we got pumped 4-0. At the end of the day, it worked out well for itself in the end, because we got promoted the season we lost to Barrow. We stayed up the season we lost 4-0 to Leyton Orient. So, anyway, guys, that's 12 minutes. Bloody hell, time don't half fly when you're having fun, eh? But yeah, thank you very much, all of you who keep watching these blogs, and the comments that keep coming into me, when I'm selling my half-time draw tickets. Really appreciate that. Keep them coming. Come and give me suggestions on what you'd like to see me talk about in future. Come and give me your opinions. Then it may feature in my next blog then. So yeah, keep coming, keep talking, keep the comments coming down there. That's what I want to see. Comments down there, and I will endeavour to respond to every single one of them. Thank you again, guys, and until the next time, cheerio for now, and up the county.